My name is Edin. I'm currently studying Master of Professional Accounting at Charles Darwin University. I'm currently in my final semester of studies. This semester mainly comprised of internship. So we had to choose a firm which was closely associated with our area of study. So I did my internship with an accounting firm called More Australia. So this presentation is going to be about my journey with More Australia as an intern. In this presentation, we'll be covering areas like background of the company, organization structure, roles and duties when I was involved as an intern, the placement and university learning that helped me achieve my targets during my period of internship, and skills acquired while working as an intern, and strengths and weaknesses that I realized while working as an intern, and finally reflections and conclusions. So coming to the background of the company, More Australia started as More Global Network, which is one of the largest accounting and advisory networks in the world. It has about 650 offices in around 113 countries. So Darwin office is situated in Darwin City on 19 Lindsay Street, and it's linked to Adelaide office, and all the operations go hand in hand with Adelaide office. So let's have a look at More Australia, how it was branded as More Australia and the phase of development. So More Australia started in Southern Australia, trading as Hayes Knight, and in 2004, it opened its branch in NT under the leadership of Nathan. In 2007, the Pulteney office was purchased, and in 2016, both SA and NT office, they joined More Stephens International Group, which is called More Global Network. In 2018, SA and NT office, they moved into new offices on Flinders Street, which is situated in Southern Australia. In 2018, Pike and Franks, they merged with More Stephens SANT. In April 2020, More Australia celebrated its 20-year firm anniversary, and in the same year, it was rebranded from More Stephens to More Australia. Now let's have a look at industry experience that More Australia has been involved with. They have immense industry experience in areas such as agriculture and farming, commerce, banking and finance, energy and mining, government, public sector, education and health, insurance, international consultancy and offshore business, leisure and tourism, manufacturing and retail, not-for-profit, private clients, and property and construction. And some of their services include audit and assurance, business rescue and recovery, corporate finance, forensic accounting, governance, risk and assurance, insolvency, IT consultancy, legal services, tax, and wealth management. Now let's have a look at the organization structure. So during my period as intern, the office comprised of 15 employees, including the interns. The top management was comprised by Nathan, who was the director of the company when he started the SANT office in Darwin, and followed by Jackie Slarks, who is the manager of the firm. And under Jackie, there are two assistant managers, George Tan and Munya Chitura. And Jackie also has bookkeepers reporting to her, namely Tamika and Angel Robinson. The administrative officers include Paula, Robin, and Emily. And each assistant manager has a team, and George's team is comprised of Mickey, who is intermediate accountant, Patrick, who is graduate accountant, Sarabjit, who is BAS graduate. and myself, Eden, who was an intern. Chitura's team comprised of Matt, who was intermediate accountant, Nilesh, who was BAS graduate, and David, my fellow classmate who was interning with me during that period of time. So now coming to the roles and responsibilities and duties which I undertook during my internship. So I worked in 3 departments over my period of 2.5 months, which include accounting and bookkeeping department, tax department, and administrative department. Under accounting and bookkeeping department, I was involved in a range of areas like invoicing and billing the clients, cleaning up the files, and when we were close to the due dates, we had to invoice the outstanding bills and the bookkeeper gets to approve all of them. The second one was reconciliation of bank transactions. So we as company, we deal with clients who have uh, uncompleted books of accounts. So before preparing tax returns, it's our duty to clean up the client's file and make sure they're in a state to go into the tax returns without major errors. I was also involved in preparing certain work papers related to companies, which included fuel tax credit, adjustment journals, and hire purchase schedules. Some of these work papers seemed familiar to me, and as I had some prior theory knowledge about these aspects. And also I was involved in preparing business activity statements. Like every business is expected to do their quarterly business activity statements. And as a compliance, I was involved in cleaning up the client's file and also in the preparation of XPA reports. So XPA stands for Exceed Professional Accounting, which basically prepares financial statements automatically. So I got to know that everything is becoming automated. So all that we have to do is feed the figures, post the journals, and system does all the reports, including balance sheet, P&L statements for us. And coming to the tax department, I had prior experience, theory knowledge doing my Australian tax law at Charles Darwin University. So some of the duties while working in tax department included preparing work papers for individual clients, trusts, and companies. So I started off with individuals with very less income slabs and items, and slowly I started moving to trusts and companies, which was kind of complicated, but I was able to handle the pressure under the guidance of the assistant manager. So the process basically includes preparing work papers and sending across queries to the clients if there's any clarification required. And after the queries are received, we prepare the tax returns on different software, and we try to reconcile and match the balances between what we have done in the work paper and substantiate the figures and give evidences. Some of my duties in the administration department included doing basic ad hoc duties like scanning documents. As soon as the client handovers all the documents related to him, it's our responsibility to scan and feed it into our system, and the physical paper copies of the client goes back to the client. So admin duties also included publishing and launching final tax returns once it's approved by the manager and the director. My role also included feeing up the clients and preparing few stocks packs. Basically, we fee up the clients based on the uh, income items, and we prepare a compiled report of their tax letter, tax returns using few stocks software. So some of my units that I did during my course of study at Charles Darwin University seem to be crucial in terms of applying my knowledge and skills while working as an intern. So some of the units that really were helpful include WIB 601, professional practice experience. So basically, I was aware of the workplace expectations while working here. So WIB 601 gave me that fair picture of what are the expectations, how you're supposed to dress up professionally, and how do you talk to your clients professionally. And getting into the firm also was crucial, considering uh, the interview tips that I received from the lecturer during my course of study. The second unit that really helped me was Australian taxation law. So this unit gave me fair idea about the different entities, including trusts, companies, and the different items, income items that needs to be fed into the system. So some of the laws and rules and regulations, I was fortunate enough to remember them and apply during my work as an intern. And financial accounting, as I said before, when I was talking about XPA, everything has become automated. But it is also important for the employee to make sure that all the details are fed properly, and errors sometimes system doesn't identify 100%. You know, we cannot guarantee that it's 100% error free. So it's our responsibility as employee to reconcile and match the totals and provide substantiation using different documents. And also reconciliation of bank statement. So bank statements that appear on the client software, maybe MYOB or Zero, might not match with what we have in the bank as on a particular date. So we have to reconcile and match the differences so that it reaches one specific, figure. And coming to corporate finance, I was given this task of preparing HP schedules, which is related to hire purchase. So this amortization and HP schedule, which I had learned during my corporate finance subject, proved to be very useful in recollecting the concept and applying at my workplace. And coming to corporate accounting, there were several complicated areas which was very new to me, and some of them I was fortunate enough to apply through my studies that I did during my corporate accounting unit, which included Div 7A loans and franking credits, and also inter-entity transactions. During my period as an intern, I have acquired a lot of skills and was able to familiarize myself with a range of softwares. And some of the accounting softwares include Xero Advisor and Xero Payroll. During my first week of internship, I was fortunate enough to receive trainings for these softwares, Xero software, and after completing all the tests and modules, I was awarded a certification in Xero. And coming to MYOB, not all the clients use Xero. So some use MYOB, some use Xero. So it's important for the employee to be well aware of the functioning of the softwares. So I was also given MYOB's training by my colleagues, which proved very crucial. And coming to XPS software, which automates and prepares financial reports when we import the Excel file template into the XPS software. And coming to physical finance was very useful in preparing HP schedules that I spoke about before. And coming to the Microsoft suite, I realized that Excel skills are very crucial no matter where you work. And some of my Excel trainings that I'd done in the past during my bachelor's, they they seemed very handy. And Outlook is the major way of communicating with the team, Outlook and Microsoft Teams. So first thing I do when I get to the office is go on to Outlook, look out for any uh, mails from the manager and any queries received from the clients and any actions to be taken. So that was about Microsoft Suite. And some of the internal system that I familiarized myself with include virtual cabinet system where all the client information and queries and our work papers go into this virtual cabinet system so that it's accessible by everyone working in the firm. And some of the accounting practice management softwares like Client Console and Tax Manager were internal based, where we just had to import XML file and it would generate tax returns, but also we had to manually reconcile and match the figures with our uh, work papers. And Client Console included all the details of the clients which were necessary, like the prior year figures, prior year fees that we charged the client. And some of the strengths and weaknesses that I realized that I had to work on and I felt good about. Some of the strengths include ability to work under pressure. So compliance industry can be stressful at times when it's tax season. So it's always important to meet the targets and work under pressure without taking much stress. And also sometimes it can be a lot of information from your top level management, and it's very important to be a good listener, and taking notes have come very handy for me. And also with regard to clients deadlines and targets, it's very important to prioritize things that needs to be done towards the end of the week. So prioritizing skills have come handy. And sometimes there are situations where you have to communicate with the clients. So communication skills can be very crucial working at compliance industry. And some of the weaknesses that I realized were during that learning process, we tend to know nothing and it takes a lot of days to get used to that routine and have that knowledge. So with that experience, the next time we do it, we tend to we tend to be less stressed. So some of my reflections while working at More Australia include time management. I really got hold of time management. At first I used to take a lot of time working on individual clients, and once I got used to them, my efficiency increased, and that really helped me. And my assistant managers used to guide me every now and then how to effectively utilize time. And accountability and responsibility, this aspect is very important as this organization follows a hierarchy and all your work has to go through assistant manager review and director review. So you are accountable and responsible for your work that you do. The next one is Australian work culture. Australian work culture is is kind of very comfortable, like everyone around you gives this, you know, friendly atmosphere, provides you this friendly atmosphere, and you're not under too much pressure, and they're always there to support you. And coming to professionalism, I feel every day people have been observing us, so it's important to dress professional, act professional, talk professional. And ability to work in a team also helped me, like, get along with all the colleagues, and they were always there to clarify my doubts and, yeah, clarifications. And we also received trainings and updates from the head office in Adelaide and from managers. Like if we had any trouble with a particular aspect, we always had, lunch and learn. We utilize our lunchtime to learn with other graduates. So they really help us enhance our efficiency. And coming to the conclusion, this internship has really helped me get used to workplace and be workplace ready as I start my journey as graduate accountant with More Australia later this month. And it also helped me, act professional and know the expectations of the employer. And I also got hold of, working in team, what it means to work in a team, and abilities to develop, and uh, qualities to have, like working in a team. And the reporting skills and presentation skills, sometimes you have to present your clients information to the higher management, so they have helped me improve my communication skills. And finally, meeting deadlines, sometimes it can be a bit challenging working at compliance industry during, tax season, but it's always important to prioritize and work under pressure and meet deadlines. And I would like to acknowledge a few people: my unit coordinator Christy Watson, uh, the work placement officer Janine Bowen, my manager of More Australia Jackie, my mentor and assistant manager George Tan. And I thank CDU for providing this opportunity to work and intern with More Australia. And thanks to More Australia for offering me the graduate accountant position. Thank you.